It's a pleasure to have with us on this Friday afternoon, Mr. Ted Nugent. Ted, what's going on, man?
Greetings, Kevin, from the most dangerous rock and roll band in the history of noise, man. We are having the greatest tour of my life, and you people deserve me.
And it is we're waiting for the show tonight. I don't think people in Southern California know much about Ted Nugent and the shows that he provides, and I can say I am pumped for this show, Ted.
Well, pumped pretty much describes it. I think my Southern California real rock and roll American rhythm and blues blood brothers absolutely get it. I mean, I've been rocking out there since 1967. The Amboy Dukes first came out to California back then, and we've scared white people every year since, I think. I got Mick Brown on drums and Greg Smith on bass guitar, and these guys are just the gods of thunder. I mean, it's like the Motown Funk brothers are in my belly every night. These guys bring such a fiery passion to my music. They love the music. They're absolutely world-class virtuosos, and every night is an outrage. It's just a ferocious, high-energy tour. It's called Trample the Weak, Hurdle the Dead, Nothing But Love Songs from your Uncle Ted. We're having so much fun out here. It's stupid, and you people are going to get some.
Ted Nugent tonight at the show inside the Agua Caliente Casino. One thing I wanted to mention, Ted, you've played over 6,000 shows in your extensive career. I've been to 4 of them, one of which was the 4th of July in 2008 in your hometown, Detroit. It was your 6,000th show. Is there any particular gig that sticks out in your brain as the best?
Well, certainly that one, just the return home and playing Boogie Woogie and Honky Tonk with Joe Podorczyk 50 years after our first jam session at the Michigan State Fairgrounds there on Woodward Avenue. I've led this just an astonishing American dream for 62 years clean and sober. I've had so much fun, I ain't right. But that night, coming home, especially as a Michiganiac, Kevin, there's a song called Fred Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And the Fred Bear song has a life of its own. It's been the #1 song in Michigan and Wisconsin, the two states that just have ignored the restrictions and the constrictions of their authorized playlists. And they played this song because it's an incredible piece of music, and it's just loaded with passion and emotion. And having all the bow hunters and all the outdoors families in Michigan, Wisconsin demand the playing of Fred Bear literally every hour of every day for 21 years. When we performed that song at the end of our concerts back there, especially on 4th of July in 2008, my 6,000th concert, you were there, you saw it, nobody's feet touched the ground. Every man, woman, and child sang every lyric to that song. And the song Fred Bear is a really fascinating indicator that Uncle Ted is having the time of his life, surrounded by the world's greatest virtuosos for over 50 years, and creating music that Rolling Stone magazine won't even admit exists. I mean, how beautiful is that middle finger, huh?
That's awesome. And
rock and roll, and the reason you love it and I love it and everybody out there in the wilds of the desert love it, Kevin, is because it's a defiant, Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley-inspired, uppity, outrageous, intense, uninhibited soundtrack. And that certainly describes my music, and it describes it more today than ever.
Now, that show is on DVD and Blu-ray now, by the way, Motor City Mayhem. And Ted, I'm proud to say that you and I are in a movie together because I have that, and I can see myself in the crowd.
Oh, there you have it, man. Good. We're blood brothers of the great celebration then.
Now, at that show I just mentioned, we've been talking about it. Derek St. Holmes hopped on stage. How's the relationship with him, and has he been doing a bunch of gigs, or was that a one-time thing?
No, Derek and I have kept in touch forever since. His last official show as part of the band was the California Jam on March 18th, 1978. I think it was exactly 6 p.m. No, Derek is an incredible Detroit downriver god of soul. He's like the Indian white version of Aretha Franklin. Derek St. Holmes is probably one of the greatest guitar players and one of the greatest voices in the history of rock and roll. And he and I have been friends forever. He went out to pursue his adventures and his musical dreams, and Godspeed, I have no problem with that. He's probably been on stage since then with me hundreds of times, Kevin. He comes up and plays Hey Baby and Stranglehold and Dog Eat Dog and plays Motor City Madhouse and Cat Scratch Fever and Wang Dang Sweet Poontang with me. And Derek sang the amazing song Spirit of the Wild, the title track on the Spirit of the Wild album in 1995, with some of the greatest songs I've ever recorded. And our show, Spirit of the Wild, on the Outdoor Channel has been the #1 show for almost 20 years now. And when you hear that title track as warbled by the soulful voice of Derek St. Holmes, I didn't know it at the time, even though the Spirit of the Wild song is about the spirit of excellence and being the best that you can be to pursue your dreams and pursue your happiness as only an American can. It also has everything to do with my love for hunting and fishing and trapping and the great outdoor conservation lifestyle. So the reason that Derek and I get together and jam all the time is because we were weaned on all those same black masters. You know, if I whip out a Chuck Berry or Bo Diddley or a Howlin' Wolf or Muddy Waters or a Temptations or a Four Tops or a James Brown, Wilson Pickett, Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, no matter what lick I whip out from our black heroes, Derek can do it with me, just like Mick Brown and Greg Smith do every night. But yeah, Derek and I have got a great friendship. He was on stage with us here just a couple weeks ago and sang his ass off.
We're on the phone with Ted Nugent. Tonight at the show inside the Agua Caliente Casino, you mentioned the outdoor stuff. You were just named America's favorite hunting personality by Outdoor Magazine. Was that even a surprise to you?
Well, no. You know, I do a lot of these outdoor conventions, and I guarantee you this, Kevin, there are more hunting licenses and gun owners per capita at a Ted Nugent concert for about 50 years now than at any gathering of humanity in the history of Earth. No, I have a great spiritual bond and connection with those that know we never need to defend hunting or fishing or trapping, and that those perfect and pure systems based on God's sustained yield creation need to be celebrated and promoted. And I celebrate and promote the honorable hunting, fishing, and trapping lifestyle, and I have done so forever. And I have squashed, I have decapitated the anti-gunners and the anti-hunters out there, because hunting is perfect. It's the most pure, positive environmental upgrade that takes place naturally every year that has ever been so successful at managing any resource. It's why we have more deer, more turkey, more waterfowl, more antelope, more elk, more bison, more bear, more black bear, and more cougar in North America today than in any time in recorded history. And that's because hunters put their money where their mouth is and where their gut piles are, and we're very proud of that. So I know I have that amazing connection, and I'm very humbled and honored to share it.